Are you kidding me? Do y'all know what we come from? A monkey? This is easy work.
This is not a monkey, Terrance. This is the apex of a monkey.
Terrell, we used to
worst.
take
If they
down...
tell you gotta fight a monkey, this the worst thing you want to see come behind the gate.
We used to take down mammoths with 4 of us. 4.
Yo, it's the MalloryBros podcast, episode 250. Big shout out British Columbia. Big shout out everybody, Vancouver Island, Victoria, everybody on that side. Big shout out your area code 778, because I know that also cover 250 as well. Or 250, however y'all say, because we 240. We say 240, you know?
Yeah, they might say 250.
If a nigga give me that phone number and said 240, 398, it's like,
yeah,
nigga giving a number different.
240.
But
250.
But shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody. Hope everybody had a dope week. Dope weekend. It was I would say, well, let me not do that. Let me start by asking the nigga how he feels.
Man, can't complain, man. Still breathing. Anybody that's listening to this podcast right now, you blessed. You woke up today, so if you stressed, you should be stressed less because, hey, you got another shot. Go ahead and turn that day around, right? For all my niggas that's in and get their shift started, you know how your shift start off on the wrong tip. Somebody come, your first customer of the day get they. Okay, hold on, ma'am. Man, we just opened outdoors, ma'am. Okay, I'm gonna get right with you. You know what I mean? They tell you something. See how this day about to be. We right with you, man.
Shit, because that really do be happening, nigga. 100%.
I will say this. Look, Sonny be sleeping, right? And this, I guess, is my weekend recap. Y'all know we see the fam. That's always great. Life with A-Train is beautiful. It's always beautiful. Life with A-Train and Sonny. But I was going to say this. Sonny goes to sleep, right? I'm playing 2K. And I've been supposed to say this on the podcast for a week now. So this isn't my full weekend recap. This was actually last week. Sonny go to sleep. I'm playing 2K, right? Bruh that I'm playing has OKC. And it's so funny. I really wish that this video could go somewhere he could see it. The dude who I played. I don't ever get on the mic when I'm playing 2K, ever, right? So, dude that I'm playing has OKC, right? I picked the Knicks. I said, I'm going to get Jalen Brunson, and I should be eyed against OKC. The game start, I forget that Jalen Brunson is injured. So I was like, damn, I'm going to just try to beat him without Jalen Brunson. The nigga probably going to beat me. He starts his game. Immediate timeout. Soon as he gets jump ball, it's timeout, right? You can hit a nigga mic rest. Don't even worry about it. I'm taking SGA out the whole game. Beat you with Caruso. All right, bet.
Okay.
So we got an even game. I kept it square with this dude the whole game. We neck and neck. He would go up 3. I tie the game. He go up 2. I bring the game back. I ain't gonna lie. He was cooking me because I don't have Jalen Brunson. He was cooking me.
He don't got SGA.
He didn't have SGA, so I was giving. I mean, we playing, whatever. I get to a point towards the end of the game, y'all, right? Where it's like third quarter, Sonny wake up. So I pause. I pause and I go upstairs with Sonny. I'm doing the rock and shit. I put her back to sleep. I managed to get her back to sleep in the 2 minutes it take for you to come all the way back downstairs. When I come back downstairs, I'm like, all right, back. Sonny sleep, and I made it back before I faced any type of pause penalty. You know, on 2K, if you have too much pause, you can give away your game. I don't know if you know that.
No, yeah.
So you want a legit timer. I'm on like I cannot pause anymore after this. So I'm like, all right, bet. We start playing. I start cooking this nigga. I'm going nuts. Ever since I put Sonny to sleep, I'm going crazy, right? End up getting real close to the game. We get maybe 2 minutes left. I go up 3. All of a sudden, dee. Okay, he called a timeout. Bang! I see SGA coming in.
I knew it.
Look, so y'all know me. I ain't gonna get on the mic. I ain't say nothing yet. Soon as SGA get in, This nigga do a tween cross, took me to the rim, foul. And he's at the foul line. I went to the mic. I said, you went the whole game without SGA. Now you gonna put SGA in? Really? Really? You sweet as shit. Was busting your ass, and you had to put in that SGA. I don't want to hear shit. He was like, no. He was like, no. Let me explain myself. Let me explain. He was saying a whole bunch of shit, right? He said, but what about that long ass pause you just did, nigga? What about that long ass pause you just did, you bitch ass nigga? You just did a bunch of defensive settings or something, nigga. And I said, look, it's funny because when he said that, I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, you just paused for almost 2 damn minutes, you stupid nigga. And I said, oh, you idiot. I said, I have a 2-month-year-old. I said, I got a 6-month-old. He was like, take care of them damn kids, nigga. Get off the damn game. I'm a fan of that. That nigga beat me. He not only beat you in the game, take care of them damn kids and get off this damn game. You got the wrong priorities in life, you bitch ass nigga. I didn't say anything back to that nigga. Yeah, that's when you just gotta say, I just said, man, fuck this nigga, I'm out. I said, fuck that nigga. That's when you just gotta say, man, fuck it, I'm out. Bro, I do you one better. Probably not better than that. The craziest shit happened to me this weekend. I go to the gym, right? I'm watching the pre-draft shit, right? Okay, yeah. Young boy said, yo, he about to, I'm gonna come out to, what's the song you want to play? He said, I'm gonna come out to the Gunna joint. It's called Bottom, right? And I'm thinking, Gunna Bottom. I go on my phone, I say, which one is that? I'm like, oh, that's the one. Nigga Sweetie. No, look, Nigga Sweetie. Never could be me. Not the boy with the orange Lamborghini. Not the one with the hat with the beanie. Okay, cool. That's what I'm thinking. I said, oh, I'm about to go and play that. I'm in the gym. I put my beats on, right? Yeah. Dum, bet, connected. I go to my library, go to songs, then search Bottom so it can pop up. Because my search be kind of fucked up sometimes when I don't have service. But I know I have that downloaded. I also have other songs with that name in it. So I'm thinking, I'm in the gym, in the stall, right? It's a nigga next to me. It's another nigga on that side. I'm in this side. We all basically taking a pre-gym. That pre-gym bathroom. You know? Yeah. So I hit play on Bottom. I don't know what happens. I don't hear anything here. All I hear is, oh, this is your girl. I paused that shit fast as shit. So now I'm listening to Bottoms Up. Now you listening to Bottoms Up, featuring Nicki. Bottoms up, bottoms up. So I come out the stall same time as bruh, and you know how you want to be like. So you know I did the most corny shit ever, which is go actually play Bottom, just leaving that shit off my beats, loud as hell, so niggas can know I was not trying to listen to Trey. Say, I don't know why I didn't play the original song I wanted to play. It's a terrible climate to listen to Trey songs right now. Like, you listening to a 2010 joint. You in that joint right now? Type girl. I'm not gonna lie though. With me. Excuse me, bro. City to city. You over there? Who's the guy? That nigga listen on repeat. This the most embarrassing shit ever. That's funny as shit. This nigga meant to play Bottom. Even Bottom though, that's not a good gym song, Terrell. Bottom. Nah, that joint get you in that chill. Like while you stretching, I can listen to some chill shit. I don't gotta turn it up until I. Given a Curse Gunna is one of my favorite albums from. Is it 2 years ago? 2 years ago, Terrell. Yeah. 2 years ago, but man, that music, Back at It, Back to the Moon. Fuck you mean, bro? Go look at that reaction. I listened to that talk that cat shit like I don't wanna. Terrell, that was a great ass reaction. That was one of the reactions. We were waiting for the bad song, and we were like, shit too fire. Shit too fire. Speaking of songs, no. Oh, we all gonna do that, but we gonna do that first. Yeah. Rest of your weekend. I know you did some other shit. Rest of my weekend was definitely chill. Overnight. Definitely had the overnight scenario. Beat my ass, but we got to look at Sinners, BTS. Shout out to everybody who tapped in. We keeping the film content rolling. Love to see a lot of people who are, enjoying that, because I feel like even with last week's podcast, the people who said they enjoyed the Sinners breakdown, for the people who feel like, you're not really into Sinners, because I was telling Terrell, some people aren't as into Sinners as like everybody, as the whole world is. For sure. It's understood, but I like that we could give Sinners a stage like that for our platform, because like I realize not a lot of people like us talking about it in that way.
Yeah. And I think we'll get into Sanders and some of the news
Well,
to
you
come
know what?
from the release. But it was a once in a lifetime, I would say, or once in a moment, or once in a while type of film where, damn, we got a little bit of a special joint here with this one.
Yeah, an original. Yeah.
And that shows with the box office performance, which we'll talk about. But I will say we all got together this past weekend as we do. And matter of fact, got bad news, y'all. Our week we actually had a little bit of a tragic week. Had to Had to put our goodbyes in for Bentley, y'all. Our dog, if y'all have been a fan of us and have watched this channel, you will go back and look at the vlog where we had Bentley back in the Ultimate days. You know what I'm saying? And had him 9 years. He just had bad guts, man. You know, that's what happens with dogs. I feel like dogs are putting our lives to, you know, help us learn how to, like, love and then grieve. I think it's a part of it.
Yeah.
Because their lives are a lot shorter than ours. So that was tough. That was a tough part of the beginning of the week for the whole fam. So we got together on Sunday.
Definitely want to say rest in peace to my dog, BZ. That's what I used to call him, BZ. Miss him. I told Terrell, I'm going to make it one day. You know, nigga still be 50 years old. I can't wait until I make it. Yeah. But I said, if I get me some money one day, enough money to get me an actual Bentley, I'm going to get that joint brown with the white seats on the inside for my boy. Because let me tell you something. Dogs definitely are a reminder of how precious and short life is, if you ask me. Like, they live and enjoy and do nothing. They serve you. So, yeah.
Man, best friend, dope. R.I.P. You know, me and Terrance are no stranger. This was actually a familiar pain for us. So it wasn't that heavy as it was prior. You know, this is our third dog that we lost. Third dog that we had to say goodbye to in our lifetime. So, and it's crazy, right? It's always like it seems like it's always in 10-year intervals. Dog lifespans ain't what they used to be. You gotta cherish every day you got with your your fur baby.
I'm telling you, I had a night on, went to sleep. I was like Tyrese. You ever see the gif of Tyrese? I was just like, damn, I had this nigga when he was a little pup. When he was like, yo, old bet, we going over here.
You start thinking about all of the times that they been there, all your bullshit. You know how y'all ever cry in front of a dog?
And then your dog give you that.
The one thing you can say if you ever cried in front of your dog, they don't ever judge you. They never look at you like, what the fuck? Like your cat, cry in front of your cat. Your cat would be like,
your cat would be like, I'm about to get right over past you, bro.
Yeah.
Your cat'll knock your shit off your desk when you crying and make
you gotta wipe tears and be like, I know I'm gonna get my shit together. But your dog, your dog never judge you. They just literally, sometimes people have, you know, situations where their dog lick their tears.
Man, I've had dogs lick my tears, man. That's why I love them four-legged animals. I feel like they're the next up, man. Like I told Terrell, dogs are put on earth for humans, not for themselves, bro. They are put on earth to serve humans. Otherwise, their life is hell.
No,
If they live, I've never met a cool stray dog.
They got some cool ass stray dogs in certain places. You just gotta be careful. That's you right though, because you never know what you're gonna get.
Them motherfuckers be
might
sketchy
have
as fuck.
parvo.
But hey, if anybody that has a dog right now, some of y'all love y'all dogs like kids, man. Hug your dogs. The lifespans are getting shorter.
Yeah, and it's tough to hear. It's kind of like, oh, damn, don't say that, but hey, it's a very real thing. But we did all get together on Sunday, this past Sunday, at T Joint. They always know, Terrance and them can throw it together, man. We literally sometimes be like, y'all, we getting together tomorrow, we whatever. We switching location, boom, boom. End up going to T's Joint just because we was on some, you know, felt like we all needed together type shit, you know? Because we all moved away, but since we all lost the dog, it was my parents' dog, but it was all of our dog first, so it kind of hit the fam. So we all got together. That was beautiful, you know?
Nah, yeah.
Fellowship.
Nah, yeah, man. Definitely A-Train is the big force behind us being great at hosting. But,
nah, Terrance, you actually do a great job.
I think so. I give it to A-Train because, you know.
I feel like she make you better. You make me
better. She do. That's my...
I'm a movement by myself. That's your...
I'm telling you.
You need to send her that joint and be like, this is what I think about you.
I'm going to send her, like, the last couple lyrics so she don't know what the fuck it is. I'm going to just ease my way back up. I know lyrics, though. I'm more of a music... I feel like she more of a music minded person than me. What do you call it? A person that got the glossary of lyrics. You know that person that can finish songs and they like, you ever be afraid to sing lyrics around that one motherfucker because they say, no, it's not.
The
You know
damn
it's
lyrics police.
Yeah, on low key that.
All right, bet. Where you want to start? We actually have a lot to talk about.
We're gonna start with music. We're gonna start with some fun on this podcast.
With the music. All right, bet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I put this little thing together, right, for Terrance, because I said, bet. This is gonna be the most random probably thing that we ever start with. First of all, I don't like the way I look. I feel like I look real Miami Vice. Boy, you got the you look like Jody, boy. You look like P. Come on in here, Jody Joe.
Know who you look like? DVDs, CDs.
What he said?
Boys in the Hood. Charles Angels.
He just walked off from the nigga. Shout out R.I.P. John. But speaking of, shout out to all the black folks out there. I feel like that's like, of course. Like,
Here they go.
But our movies, sometimes you can just hear a song and you know this the start of that movie. This may not resonate for y'all. Y'all might take from films other things, but everybody know like it's a certain song that you could play and I'll be like, oh, this sounds like the beginning of this film that I grew up on. That's just kind of that's just kind of what me and Terrance have always gravitated to. We do work in music. Y'all know music always had a big impact on us, whatever. But I made a list of all of these songs from different beginnings of black films. Terrance will be put to the test to say what movie this song is the opening title scene track for. It is all black films.
Let's go.
Black folks, if you grew up black in the United States, you should know this. You ready?
Yes, sir.
We're starting off easy.
I'm gonna let it go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all rock.
Come on, Terrance. Anthony Hamilton, we won't be getting paid for this episode. Shout out to everybody that's gonna get paid. Fuck UMG.
Coach Carter.
Okay. Everybody knows.
Fuck UMG. We not getting paid. No, Terrell, let that rock for a minute.
Okay. Hold on.
This is where we gonna get into some trouble because they gonna say this ain't a reaction, but
nah, this joint about to get tagged the fuck up.
Hey,
this is the beginning of Coach Carter. Everybody knows. All I see is Samuel Jackson unlocking that motherfucking gate.
Yeah, come on now.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting this play all the way down. This is not what this is for.
All right, let's go.
That's the beginning of it's called Coming From Where I'm From. Anthony Hamilton, classic. Your mother knows it. Come on now.
Y'all should know this, black people. We should know this one. If we know our classics, I'm gonna let it rock. Because I got the answer.
Do you?
I got it. Y'all don't have that?
Y'all gonna notice I put a lot of easy ones in the beginning.
Come on.
This is easy.
BET, 7 p.m., you just walked in the crib. You turned your TV on, this on?
We all know. All the black people know already. I don't even have to play the whole thing for real. Well, you know, this is the beginning of Love and Basketball.
And I got it, Terrell. Don't do that.
I know you got it. I know you know this. I know the ones you're gonna know. I bet you know this one, though.
Jerome, put on that Bobby Womack.
Nah, girl, I want to go way back. Oh, yeah, check this
What movie
out.
is this?
I know this, Terrell. Oh, come on, dog. I knew it from the first part. Come on, man. One of the best movies of all time. Black, The Wood, Oh My Epps, Richard T. Jones, Tay Diggs, Sanaa Lathan.
When I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. When I hear that, bro, I think, I wish I was a kid and watched this film again.
Yes.
You know it's free on YouTube if you got YouTube Premium. Watched that joint the other day while I was cleaning the kitchen.
That would mean that it wasn't free. I mean, y'all can continue y'all video. I'm just saying.
Look.
Yeah. Get your ass up.
Next Friday.
Yes, sir! Hey, that's a good one. Because that's tough.
99, baby.
Hey, we on the grind, baby. All the time, baby. Ice Cube, y'all remember being a youngin' and not growing up in NWA when you was a 90s baby? So you learned Ice Cube was the type of person he was at the end of his Family film when he say, big butt shaking ass in the trucks.
No bullshit.
Is that Craig?
No bull. That is so true about having
Is
to learn
that Calvin?
We had to go back and learn about the NWA days.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Let's keep it going. This tough. This is not tough at all. I just know it's going to take Terrance a minute because he don't remember all of it. He should already know this.
Steady, are you ready? What's going on?
Terrance!
Shut up! It's my favorite movie of all time.
Steady, are
And
you
I've seen so many alternate openings of this.
What's
Come
going
on. Belly. Biggest movie of all time in my filmography. Faves.
This is Murphy Lizzle.
One of my favorites.
My nizzle.
Love don't cost a thing.
I'ma make you love me, baby. Hug me, baby. Place no one above me, baby.
Wanna kiss and hug me, babe.
Hugging and kissing.
Give me a chance. I'm the one that you missing.
Come on.
Come on, y'all. Y'all already know Nick Cannon, Cleaning the Pool, Christina Milian, S tier.
Why you ain't give Belly that love? Nas, DMX.
Belly is that is a legendary opening scene. Legendary.
It threw me off because I'm
Honestly-
like, okay, I'm waiting to hear
Are
a
you
black
right.
song.
No, yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This moment they all been waiting for, Playboy.
He don't know it.
We here now.
Baby girl, I traded it all. This barbershop too. Fuck you talking about?
Barbershop too.
Fuck you talking about? Put respect on my name, Terrell. Put respect on my name. I do this shit.
Trade it all.
Cause baby girl, I traded it all.
Hey, look, that's very specific.
It is.
It's specifically two.
Barbershop too.
It's not
Yes.
one.
It's not one.
All right, bet. We gonna keep it going.
Real good, get down on the floor.
On the floor, like on Pimp John Singleton, his first franchise that he got.
Real good, get down on the floor.
Too fast, too furious. Go,
R.I.P. to John motherfucking Singleton. We'll never let your name down. Got him in. You ready, T?
And the bass keeps running.
Send it to entertainer on the train.
In this context,
This is Barbershop 2.
Trade it all is not Barbershop 2.
Trade it all is one. This Terrance, remember Cedric sat down with he did the Panther shit. Then remember he got stuck on the train. He was looking across at Fancy. He got
Yeah.
stuck and then the train went and then it came on, right?
No, that's not this.
Terrance, this starts 100%. This is the beginning of Barbershop 2.
Don't remember. Don't use Barbershop because we don't know. Because Trade It All is Barbershop 2, Terrell. Okay, bet. Let me say this. This is where we fucked it up. It was Barbershop, but Trade It All is the part 2. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what you did.
Trade It All part 2 started Barbershop 1.
Started Barbershop 1.
Yeah.
Let's Get It Started starts Barbershop 2.
Okay, bet.
Facts.
All right, bet. We
ball.
on that.
We ball.
Batman Scoop, Crook Clan, Timberland, Batman Scoop, Crook Clan, Timberland.
If you played this song with me and Terrell was young,
Do whatever I say.
Y'all got
you got served, Omarion. These niggas are legends forever because of this shit.
Guess who's coming?
Hey,
Timberland,
aka.
Feel
Remember,
right.
bruh?
Who gon' get it crunk
Uh-huh.
like me, Timberland? Over my scoop, aka
He was
Fat
killing
Man.
that shit.
You look like the nigga,
Columbus Short.
Columbus Short.
Looking at the corner.
You cannot be into.
That was the You gotta listen to the words.
Sip the juice, I got enough to go around, and the thought takes place uptown. I grew up on a sidewalk while on street talk, and then taught to Hawk, New York. I go to Queens for Queens to get the food from Brooklyn. Make money in Manhattan and never
This
been
is the beginning of a
took it.
movie.
Go uptown
Yes.
to the Bronx and
Are you
boogie down
kidding
the
me?
Strong on the island.
Here.
New Jack
Lay
City.
around.
No,
Time to build
listen
my-
what he says.
Sip the juice, I got enough to go around.
Juice.
And the thought
Come
takes
on, Eric B. and
Terrell,
Rakim's
come on,
Juice.
that's hard. That's hard for a nigga like this.
He's young nigga. If you seen Juice, you should know.
Boom, 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 boom. Think about it. Also, let me say this, y'all. In honor of Sinners, right? Sinners is an ode to Black American history, but Black American music as well, blues. Juice is also a Black American film that pays homage to a Black American music as well.
Absolutely.
Believe it
It
or
does.
not.
It does. It does.
Because Juice is filled with music like that, believe it or not.
This nigga's scared.
Yeah, it's the one favorite Bruce to me. My man Dame Dash, as we present the
Paid in full.
soundtrack, Paid in Full. Here we go.
One of my favorite movies of all time. This is in my top 5. Believe it or not. One of the best comeback stories of all time. And if you ask me, I put it up there with Scarface.
Yo,
I would too. I would too.
Yo, I'm doing the
I like A Boogie's story better.
All right, bet we're gonna keep it going.
Because let's keep it a hundo. Scarface should have got his ass caught up in that bathtub. I can't even listen to that. Oh my God. One of my favorite movies of all time. That made my eyes water. That's real art. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing. That joint did that to me when I first listened to it. I said,
can't. Y'all see my eyes? I can't. If something happened to him,
yeah, we need to cherish, because he old. Hey, look, I'll say this. When you love the art as much as Terrance, you can just hear shit that do that. That's the song called Malcolm and Martin. This actually doesn't start in the beginning, you know, you get the Public Enemy with, what's the name, dancing.
Yeah, you could have did that, but you wanted to hit me in the feels.
But I wanted to start
He wanted to hit me in the
feels.
feels.
All right, another one for him.
Hold up, son. Word.
Come on, y'all. Everybody who watched this channel should know the start of this one. You seen it a million times.
$100 villas. And this is why, to me, Eminem is just a part of culture. You gotta. That's a black film classic. 8 Mile.
It is.
White
It
male
is.
lead.
Black film classic. And they can say, fuck y'all, that's out.
No more.
This is 8 Mile. Come on, y'all.
Stuck off the realness. We ready to infamous.
This one take him a minute. Gonna take him a minute to get that one. It's gonna hit him. It's gonna hit him in the chest. I can hear the chord.
Wake up, everybody. No
Oh, Terrell, I'm blanking on this one, Terrell. I know the song, but what the movie?
Hey, nigga.
No way that starts with this.
It does, Terrance.
Life
This
starts
is
with this.
Life, Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
Martin Lawrence. Terrance, you didn't. I thought this part right here.
Wake up.
No, I thought
If
this.
you'd have let it get that far, maybe, but I couldn't tell you what. Life don't start with that, Terrell.
Terrance, it starts right here. Look. That's where it starts.
Yeah, it does. That's a classic, too. Come on.
You ready?
Yeah. My childhood, man. Bad Boys. Come on.
Hey, look, you know what it was? It was a lot of Diddy, bro.
It was.
It was a lot of Diddy.
That Bad Boys soundtrack was fire. I don't care what you niggas say.
All right, hold on, let me try another one. You just said that was Bad Boys 2. This is Bad Boys 1. You just put up a 2 fingers. This is the beginning of Bad Boys 1.
So the one that I just hit, was it Bad Boys 1?
That was Bad Boys 2.
Wow, I actually fucked that up. Y'all just saw that in real time. I thought that was Bad Boys 1.
No, that was Bad Boys 2 was like Diddy and them got involved because the first one was fire.
Oh, you see, he got me with the okie doke. All right, bet. I like that.
I
You probably
one
got a
more-
lot of y'all
I ain't
too.
got but one more for him, I think. This is an easy one to end.
He played the easiest one last.
There. I got one more.
Friday.
I got
Come
a hard
on.
one. I bet.
Terrell, this not the beginning of a movie.
That's not the beginning, but what is it from? What's it from, Terrance?
Oh! Martin Lawrence, National Security. Come on, we do this.
All right, bet. Last one. He won't get this one.
Shaft.
No. You said this earlier, but it wasn't it.
Yo, this is Queen Latifah.
Oh, New Jack City.
New Jack City.
Yes, sir. Let me see that. I could give you one.
Oh, damn.
Oh, there we go. What y'all got,
All
Realist
the
9?
girls all across the world.
Let's go. What movie is this? Who seen this movie when you was young? I got this on DVD for Christmas.
We did. Red Box.
Red Box, yeah.
All around the world.
And you know what's crazy, bro? Crew reminds me so much of my Bow Wow phase, bro. He does.
Yeah.
That's why I use a lot of Bow Wow music on my story with him.
Yeah.
Because of this guy.
And you know I be using like, we try and use little shit like that for Sonny sometimes too.
Nah, yeah.
You made me change because I put Sonny up with Young Nudie.
Yeah. You said you got one for me?
I think I got one for him.
And that'll be it. Damn, I'm sweating like a damn.
That's why I said I got hot as fuck when he did the Spike Lee joint.
Oh, yeah, Terrance. More on that. Tyler Perry.
Yep. Which movie, Terrell?
Medea, Family Reunion. Come
Yes,
on,
sir.
bro. That was my shit. Ah. I'm telling you, man. Music just...
Telling you, man.
It
Listen
just-
to that. Hey.
Shirt getting soupy. Hot the hell in this. I'm turning the fan on, Terrance. Can't wait to get next to you. Wrap my arms around your body. So if y'all hear the it's the ceiling fan. All right, come on, T. Oh, Terrance! He don't know this one. Terrell, come on! I know this, Terrance. I know this. Come on, Terrell. Look, star-studded cast. They end up doing a show. I gotta start over. Start over.
Only for your eyes and
Here we
ears.
go.
You held it in for
I'm gonna give you one person from this movie.
I'm not giving him the movie. He has to
Guess
get
this one.
Terrance.
Come on, Terrell.
I know it. I don't know it, though.
Hey, who's got it, Realist 9? Hey, MalloryBros podcast fans, who's got this right here? This is a classic black film right here.
So it's the secret that's been pent up inside for years. Exclusive type,
Terrance, I
only
don't
for your
know it,
eyes and
Yeah,
ears.
you do,
held it in
Terrell.
for so
I'ma give him a
long,
small
you bursted
hint.
into tears.
I'm gonna give him a small hint.
Give me a small hint. Not a big hint. A small
Not
hint.
a big hint. The movie has more than one main character.
Best man. Gotta be.
Yes, man. Come on, Terrell.
Do you know I was trying to find best man, but it's not free anywhere.
Nah, it's not free. I had to go on YouTube and find this.
You gotta know that all just straight.
This is The Roots. What you want? Shout out to everybody who saw Best Man. And look, shout out to Terrell for a dope ass fucking segment, dog. Man, that shit was fire. I like that. Maybe we can go ahead and expand this joint. Maybe. We see the reception look like on that one.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that, but we actually do got a lot to talk about. Where do you want to start, Terrance? You want to start Shannon? You want to start Shedeur? I think we should start Shannon because that was probably the oldest thing that happened, right? Am I tripping?
We're going to start with, we'll start with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe faced a $50 million lawsuit in this past week. It was a crazy situation where like audio dropped, text messages dropped. Everybody, I'm sure y'all seen it. He offered the girl $10 million in a settlement. He said, release the 10-minute video, not just a small clip. Shannon is also 50 plus years old, and this girl was 20 years old, I believe. Or Tony Busby was the girl's lawyer. And if you don't know who that is, that was the girl's lawyer the Jane Doe's lawyer who came at Jay-Z. That was his lawyer.
Ruined
That was her
Deshaun
lawyer.
Watson's life.
Also, Deshaun Watson's person that went after him. So yeah, I mean, the TL pretty much ignited in a flame this past week over the Shannon Sharpe situation. And if put it like this, everybody knows that the niggas on some nasty time, right? I feel like whenever your shit hits the fan, you're just on nasty time. Know what I mean? Or you just on some, you're on a certain energy that's like, why are you on this? You are literally living like your best life. And you know what? Maybe that's why.
Yeah, 100%.
You start getting that money, fuck it.
I guess I'll ask you what you think first. You want me to go first? Because I can tell you, I've been kind of through a spectrum of feelings on the Shannon thing.
Yeah.
You know? Matter of fact, let me say this first. I'm a Shannon Sharpe fan, been a Shannon Sharpe fan since I was like 4 or 5, if I'm being honest. I'm a Broncos fan first. A lot of y'all met Unc Shay. I was a fan of Shannon because I'm a Broncos fan. Nigga has 2 rings in our Ring of Fame. Broncos Hall of Fame, Broncos Ring of Fame, he's one of our Hall of Famers. So this is before his TV career. I've always been a fan of Shannon. So I've been happy to see his success over the past whatever years, you know, it's been. But when this dropped, Terrance, I'll tell you straight up. When this dropped and I saw Tony Busby was attached, my first natural inclination was to run at that. I'm like, he's a fucking, like Jay-Z says, he's an ambulance chaser. We have seen you ruin Deshaun Watson's life, right? Because a lot of people don't know that. I think 13 or 14 of those women from the Deshaun Watson case were Tony Busby cases. Like, he has a history of shaking down black and white millionaires or whoever he can get money out of. He got a history of doing that. So I naturally was like, oh, they trying to shake down Shannon. But bro, if I'm being honest, now it's kind of like, even if you not guilty, Shannon, right?
Right.
Because I really don't think Shannon did this. I really think Shannon got taken advantage of. They took advantage of you being freaky as hell. And roped
they
you,
knew you was going
got your ass
fall
hemmed
for
up.
shorty.
It was a black woman that did a reel that was like, black women, this not our problem. And I don't like the fact, shout out to, I forget her name. She's on a podcast with Van Lathan. But her clip, she was like, I don't like how Shannon trying to make this black people thing and trying to get black people to back him. He just was being reckless with his dick. He being whatever. And I can't help but start thinking like that, bro. Don't come out and say, oh, he trying to shake down black men. Because even though that's true, this don't happen if you're not on some freaky ass shit.
And you after a little
you know what I'm
little
saying?
young white girl, yeah. Like,
even if he is guilty, even if he isn't guilty, it looks bad.
yeah, and at a certain point we gotta stop playing it's cause I'm a black successful man thing. It's just because you successful, bruh. It don't really have nothing to do with you being black. And you're not about to get our support on you trying to date anybody you want. You fucking shorty on cam, and then you had the joint leak, and then you got the road pills. I'm a fan. But I'm just starting to feel like, yeah, I have a daughter, you know? And I would have a very serious issue if she was 20 years old talking to a 50-year-old ex-football player. And the race play threw me off even more.
Yeah.
Like, she's young, you talking to her in a specific way. Hey.
Yeah, man.
Get it how you live. But I feel like, Shannon, you could do that with an older joint.
Yeah.
It's the age is what's throwing me.
Me and Gigi was going back and forth about if he did it, how he was being set up, whatever. Because I really don't like the Tony Busby dude, right?
Yeah.
But then I started, once we finished having that conversation, I started looking at some stuff on Twitter and stuff and started seeing some other points of view. I started realizing, like, it really I still don't think Shannon did that shit, right? Can't put it all the way past him because of how heinous the allegation is. But I really do think, Shannon, they really roped you into some crazy shit because you were willing to go that far. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
This girl got you the whole $25K per cheek shit. And it's like, Shannon, it is some S tier and women out there that calls about that. You know what I'm saying? Why this joint? It makes Shannon, I think that's why I said that it doesn't matter.
Money don't mean
None
you
of
can
this
get
really
anybody
matter.
though, Terrell. Shannon dealing with what he could probably deal with.
I don't care what nobody say. You sitting across
His
from
money
celebrities every week, and it's money. We
Well,
watching.
I'll say this, Terrell. He got to put effort in with some of these joints. He got to be willing to step out there and be Shannon Sharpe is dating this person.
No, you don't. See, I'm saying you can find a better looking OnlyFans that's on the same energy as Shorty, but she might be older. And not, or maybe Shannon is into the race play thing, though. You know, that's the thing. Shannon is a freaky ass Southern, grew up in a barn nigga.
And you know what? We're going to move the convo forward just a little bit. Because the next question that I had for you outside of this, Tracy Ellis Ross talked to Michelle Obama on...
Oh, yeah. We didn't cover that.
Was that Michelle Obama? Yeah.
Yep.
First lady on her new podcast talking to Tracy Ellis Ross about relationships. I love it. Because Michelle Obama is an advocate for saying, I'm not done yet. Like, okay, I was the first lady, and I'm still looking to see what's next. So
I like it.
I love
that
it.
message because you should never stop trying to reinvent.
Who says that she can't do a podcast on relationships and bullshit now? I was first lady. What the fuck did you do? And you doing it.
Right.
So, Tracee Ellis Ross went on Michelle Obama's podcast, and she talked about how she favors dating younger men.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Shannon Sharpe news, and mixed with the Tracee Ellis Ross clip, started a big conversation about, well, Shannon is talking to a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, and that's his preference. Why is that a problem? But Tracee Ellis Ross is saying she wants to talk to a younger man, and people were saying, of course, Shannon's age is different, but people's point was they're both looking to date someone younger to manipulate. And that is what people were throwing at them. I'm not saying it myself. But the conversation was, if you're going to say that Shannon is dating a younger woman because he can take advantage of her because she's a younger-minded woman, I was going back and forth with An. I said, Tracee Ellis Ross could be doing the same thing. An was like, how? If Tracee Ellis Ross is dating younger, she's dating a 30-year-old man. She's dating a 35. That's different from a 19-year-old. That's 100% true.
And that's what I was going to say too, so.
Right, that's also true. However, a man and a woman are completely different. A woman matures much faster than a man, right? So I feel like in the same way, of course it's not the same, but her saying, I'm only gonna date niggas that's 35 that's like the ceiling. Anybody look at stocks? That's like her resistance, right?
We don't know what you're talking about.
35 is her mark where she's like, all right, if you above 35, then I'm intimidated at that. Just the same way Leo's resistance is 25. Oh, you're 26, I'm not rocking with you. And we've given Leo shit for that forever. I'm not sitting here giving Tracee Ellis Ross shit. But I do feel like my argument to A-Train was, I think anybody who's older and dating younger, once you get down to a certain level, I think Tracee Ellis Ross, if you're 50 and you're dating a 35-year-old, I think it does look like in the same ballpark as Shannon. I told An, you're going to be an unshakable, unmovable, in your way 50. No 50-year-old man is going to deal with that. But who will? A 35-year-old who's giddy over you being Tracee Ellis Ross.
Yeah, but the difference between and
there's a big difference between her and Shannon. I'm not saying it's the same.
No, you're right. You more so referring to the age difference between a man and a woman versus a woman and a man. I don't like the comparison between Shannon and Tracee because Tracee Ellis Ross is at least talking about dating.
Yeah.
Shannon
talk about dating too. That's the point I didn't get. Shannon is talking about dating too.
I feel like, Shannon. Yeah,
because Tracee wasn't talking about finding a husband.
But, but like Shannon. We can't use the example of the 19, 20-year-old that's now accusing you of because you had a sexual transactional relationship with this OnlyFans 19-year-old girl that was race play. And we're going to compare that relationship.
Whoa,
no.
no.
I don't think you're doing that. But I think the crux of that comparison started with niggas saying, well, we just celebrated Tracee Ellis Ross we just talked about, and y'all just made excuses for, because there's that side of it. Y'all just made excuses for Tracee Ellis Ross last week, which I get, but I do just think they're just very different situations. Not cutting Tracee Ellis Ross any slack, because I do think women undersell how women can be predatory as fuck. And we just write it off, whatever. But I do think that those situations are very, very different. Now, based on what you're saying, though,
they are different. And I'm not trying to bring it up to do what those people are doing on the TL, but I do think, since we know they different, it does. Once you say, okay, they different, that's what I was trying to get A-Train to do. If we're going to sit here and compare somebody accusing him of sexual assault, she's only 19, he's 50. Yeah. That situation, definitely much different than the Tracee Ellis Ross. I'm saying, but if you just take the 50-year-old man who wants a early 20s woman and the 50-year-old woman who wants an early 30s man, all I'm saying is both their mindsets are the same, believe it or not. They both are going for somebody younger because the person their age probably won't deal with they bullshit. I feel like you can't tell me no different. Why is a 50-year-old dating a 35-year-old and you're a woman? I don't care what you say.
It don't matter if you man or woman.
I don't care what you say.
I will feel like you trying to date younger. Now, I do think that there's a big difference between a 35-year-old and a 20-year-old.
100%.
So I don't think it's the same. But you're right. I do think the idea is in the same ballpark of not wanting to have to deal with somebody your age in that power clash. Because believe it or not, when you older than a motherfucker by that much, even if they make more money than you, you still have more time on earth than they do. You still have a immeasurable gold, which is experience, which is wisdom, which is time. You know what I'm saying? You way older than them. Yeah. You will always present as a form of power. Even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is the truth. Make sure I didn't.
Oh, that was you that just said that.
That is the truth, though. You know? I do look at it that way. And that's why, like, just going back to the Shannon thing, I stopped doing hey, they setting Shannon up. This is fucked up. I don't think Shannon did that. And I started saying, you know what, Shannon? You making all that money. You balling. We can make the excuse for you for the sex tape shit that was obviously not in a fucking accident, Shannon. But it just seemed like you a freaky ass nigga, and you look like you're fucking yourself out of your gig. Cause I don't think Shannon's going back to ESPN.
Now this is my thing, Terrell. We done already talked about Shannon, and like that's why I say we're trying to move the convo forward, but you essentially can't in this situation with certain people. Terrell's one of them, I would say.
What happened? What'd I do?
You keep going back and focusing on Shannon's L. And while we get that, that ain't really what we talking about anymore.
That should really still be in a conversation. I don't know why we brought Tracy Ellis ass in.
Because what we talking about is older people dating down, to me, is manipulation for both races, was my point. Like, it's not really about Tracy Ellis Ross's 35-year-old man she wants versus Shannon's 19. You will never have that conversation. It will always go to Shannon, you need to grow up. You're right. But also, society sees men dating early 20s women and while they're in their 50s, believe it or not, we're just getting to a point now where we're saying, yo, this is weird as fuck. Yo, this is actually weird and we can say it. But believe it or not, that's been normal for years. The same thing with what Tracy Ellis Ross said. A woman in her 50s dating a man in his early 30s, believe it or not, is normal. But anything different would look funny. If a man in his 50s was not dating a woman in her early 20s and was dating a teen, right? Mm-hmm. That would look funny. If a woman in her 50s was dating a woman in his 20s, you even seen it with Drea. Once they start dating men that are a little bit too young, it starts to look predatory for women. That's why I said Tracy Ellis Ross knows the ceiling. That's why women are saying, oh, come on, y'all. Tracy Ellis Ross isn't talking about young men. Okay, y'all want us to believe that, but we got Drea that just cuffed up Jalen Green.
We got Bernice Burgos and Jalen Brown.
Bernice Burgos and Jalen Brown. We had Madonna
in the young.
You got Scottie Pippen's fucking
wife
talking to Future. Mm-hmm. So we know that women will 100% date down to a specific societally acceptable point. Say that's not a
Terrance, you right, but I feel like, okay, cool, we get it. Women also are predatory. I agree with you.
Terrell, I'm not sitting here trying to put the shoe on the other foot.
I'm not saying that. No, I think they both can be predatory. I agree.
Yeah, but that was my own P. But the way you respond be making it seem like I'm trying to like compare it to Shannon and we can't talk about that because Shannon just fucked up. You're right, no, Terrell. You're right. Nobody's saying that. But you know when you do that, you make it look like I'm being apologetic to Shannon. And I'm not.
All I'm saying is I feel like the bigger thing for me is how disappointed I was in Shannon. You seem like you're more eager to point out Tracy Ellis Ross is predatory as well as Shannon, because you are bringing up how the thing that niggas originally brought up to try and combat what people were saying about Shannon.
All I'm saying is, y'all, I think they both have issues. There's a certain acceptable dating thing that we working our way through, and I think Shannon taking the L because you dealing with some shit that a celebrity would deal with. You know? But you taking the L because she's so damn young.
Yeah.
And I think now we starting to work past the bullshit societal norms that we got, where a 50-year-old can date Bill Belichick's new girl. Bill Belichick is like 80 years old. His girlfriend 25, and nobody looking at that man weird.
People look
in the
at him.
NFL offices.
Well,
He's not even in the
That's
NFL
the
anymore. But
that's the difference, though. He's not going to not be able to go sit up and speak somewhere. But also the difference is Shannon is not just dating a 21, 22-year-old. This is a whole
case, and he talking about.
And that's why
her
when
and
people
some more
say
shit.
they want to cancel Shannon, but this person dating in Leo, I'm like, you're right. All these people, Tracy Ellis Ross, all these people to me are weird. But
I mean,
can't
Terrell, you do see people saying Shannon's weird for talking to this age. You don't see people saying Shannon did this.
You're right.
People don't seem to believe it.
I don't think people believe Shannon really did this more than they really
Just are disappointed in who he was
that-
interested in.
Yeah, because it's not even that you need to be guilty of the heinous accusation.
Yeah.
The stuff you are admitting, making it seem like, no, y'all, she's lying. It was really this. That did not help. Think about it, T. We don't know none of this shit. You don't have to do the stuff that you do. And that's what's crazy about the celebrities that you follow. Think about it, T. We never had to worry about something like this coming out with you. The people that watch you can trust that you're not about to have no freak ass shit come out. Or they can hope that nothing like that will come out because, damn, you just hope motherfuckers that seem like they like just a genuinely dope regular person stay that.
Imagine it come out that I'm cheating on with some young ass white girl. Y'all would be like, fuck what the nigga been saying this whole tea.
Nah, yeah.
What are
it
you
would be
doing?
bad. It'd be bad. I feel like with Shannon, and I hate to keep going back to Shannon, bro. But like I said in the beginning, I was a fan of the nigga for a long time, so I feel like
Also,
me disappointed in him is a little bit more. I was a little bit more disappointed in Shannon than I think a lot of people was kind of got the jokes. I start thinking like, Shannon, you was finally like getting your bag for real. Nightcap is on fire.
Let me
ESPN shit.
Shannon not doing, I hate to say this. Shannon not doing what a lot of men aren't already. Shannon's not alone in what he's doing is what I'm saying. Shannon just got shook down.
I agree. I agree. But
like,
that doesn't change it being... Okay, so why you say that?
Only reason why I say that is because there is a market out there of... There's a market he has to ignore. I'll say.
What you mean?
Son, these days, men do not want to date. Men do not want to date. And if you got money, I feel like these days, all these NBA players, NFL players, current and ex, they are just paying the next OnlyFans model that they scroll past.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can pay her $10K for a weekend? Bet. You fuck around and you're going to get one that's going to try scoop you.
That
and
is
I
true.
think that's the risk that you run when you playing with that, because like I told you, Terrell, Shannon should be out here and they say, you know, Shannon is dating this person. He took her here. We could see that by now, but you obviously live lower, meaning I'm going to do the whatever shit because he probably don't want to date. I mean, look, imagine he got outed with a man. Then we said, okay, he's tied up in his sexuality of what he really wants to be public with. Mm-hmm. And that's not for us to even put him out there with.
Right.
But obviously we know he like women. Why have we never seen you dating on the out level? Why we keep hearing you hitting this anonymous Jane Doe? You get caught up with this joint. It's like...
Yeah. And you know what? When you living like Shannon, think about it, T. We get a new Unc Shay interview. I mean, we get a new plug Shay every week he's with somebody. He's here for ESPN.
He was fucking on
Everybody-
live, and then he was on ESPN the next morning.
Yeah. Like, he's everywhere to the point where I don't think Shannon got time to really put what effort would need to be to court somebody like a Nia Long. You know what I'm saying? An older woman that know what she want out of a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These older men, bro, that have money, that's on the go like that, you're right. They don't really have the time to build a relationship or build these. A lot of them want to go like Shannon. But this is the thing. That's where...
You've seen them in bad. The Jalen Rose joint with Shorty from...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just feel like this is what comes of like that irresponsibility. And you know what people were saying, bro, that I low-key agreed with? Shannon, you gave Chad Ochocinco all that shit about him not being professional when he on Nightcap, when he was late.
Mm-hmm.
He was so pissed off with Ocho. And I feel like, Shannon, you low-key are...
Ever since then, you had your shit hit the fan
Yeah.
low-key.
You out here wilding. And honestly, bro, people was giving Stephen A shit. I low-key... if I'm Stephen A, I'm disappointed in you, nigga. I brought you on when Skip threw you out on your ass. We brought you over here.
Skip didn't throw him out on his ass.
Terrance,
Okay, say that. But I feel
basically, y'all relationship came to a not so y'all ain't cool end.
Yeah.
You didn't know where you was getting ready to go. And Shannon said Stephen A
stuck his neck out for him.
And get him there. If I was Stephen A and I did that for you and you got this going on and now you taking a break from ESPN, not only are you affecting my ratings, nigga, because I needed you up there to keep us number one.
Now you affecting my
I brought you here. So, bro.
Willing to recommend.
Yes.
Lady.
It's like when you get your cousin a job and he start fucking up. You don't fuck up. You take the job way serious. But now that he fucking up and it's your cousin, you brought him there, it look bad on you.
They do. They starting to say, well, Terrell cousin.
And y'all don't know, I come from upper management where you hired that motherfucker and now it's your problem.
Now it's your priority.
Now it's not even your cousin. I used to say, nah, y'all don't even know he gonna be a beast. I'm gonna put him in computers, watch. If you hire him and he's ass, you literally gonna hear about it from everybody because you made the decision. And I kind of feel that way about Shannon and his decisions, bro. I feel like other people do have the right to be disappointed in what you're doing. Like me, a nigga that's been a fan of you for a long time, want to see you do well, want to see you win. You tainting your legacy, bro.
And yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful, Shannon, with
these
messy
white
shit
joints.
like this. You already dealing in a messier world, Shannon. Don't it seem? He went from being on not ESPN, but you definitely graduated from what you was doing with Skip Bayless for just talking sports to you got your own media platform where every interview, you low-key like the messy king now. Like, Shannon gonna ask you some messy shit, low-key.
Yeah.
He got a lot of flack in the beginning of his, not the beginning, but the beginning of last year because of the Cat Williams shit. People start saying, okay, Shannon's a mess guy. It look like he looking for a mess. So with that type of reputation, your sex tape leaking, now this, it is like, damn, Shannon, the world got real hot for you, bro. And I think everybody's happy for Shannon, even me still. We just want you to keep that. We don't want to see another one like this, bro, because
that Monique clip where she was telling him like what he needed, like, Shannon, you trying to be out here fucking with these young joints. You need to get you
need an old joint.
And you see the clip of Shannon going around saying, they tell me date my age, I want to date my whatever. Okay, but you're not even dating the cream. You're not even out here with the cream of the crop from
Keep it 100 though,
OnlyFans.
Terrell. Think about it though. Let's keep it 100. Y'all are telling these women to date a man, date the janitor, date the mechanic.
You know what?
Let me say this, Terrell. We tell these women to date them, but look, the mechanic and the janitors probably don't look as appealing to them as the football players, but they are still great men. You telling Shannon, who's 45, 50 years old, to date his age? I mean, he's still a fit man that can still lift 300 pounds. He probably wants a younger woman.
No, you're right. I'm just talking
Probably
about
30s.
I'm just talking about how there were signs and people telling Shannon, yo, you should chill, whatever. He popped his own shit about how I don't want to date my age back. But now look at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is the thing. B Nasty came at you. Like, Miss B Nasty was at you at one point.
Fuck with that joint. You was intimidated by that joint. I mean, I get it.
This the thing.
But
I don't even think that. I feel like Shannon that is into that race play shit, bro. I feel like you really into that.
I think you want to do that,
Any nigga that will do that, I look at you completely different now a little bit. If you'll be willing to be the buck. You're going to be willing to be the black buck. When she said something like, I want you to put that black baby, it just gave me like,
Terrell.
it gave me like black porn. It just gives me the worst vibes, bro. I don't think any nigga should be dealing with anybody like that. And I would hate to, but that's why I was telling Terrance, I don't like how some people are putting that on interracial couples. Because not all interracial couples are into that bullshit. That shit is weird.
I think the person that wants to, and I told Terrell, Terrell don't agree with me.
And you shouldn't kink shame.
It's not.
But
it's not kink shaming, but I do think it can be dangerous when you have that type of kink and you dealing with somebody younger than you. The way you was talking to her, you could talk to a grown woman that way, and it's like, you know what, Shannon? He a grown woman. They got their things. People are into things.
Not yet.
But the further y'all get away from each other via age, the more they look at the younger person like a child. Because you know what they start doing? All they start doing is minimizing your age. Let's take Tracee Ellis Ross is 50, right? And just subtract the 15 years in between 35. A man's 35 and look at him as a 35-year-old woman dating a 25-year-old. Well, then you start feeling like how you feel about Drea and Jalen Green. And now you don't feel so cool about it. But you advance 10 years, you feel good about it. But
because the older you get, the more acceptable it is.
We stop looking at the minor like a kid. That's why, Shannon, you gotta be careful because you're gonna be a kink. Saying, look, what if your kink is to, let's say your kink is to be aggressive as fuck, talk to any type of way, I'm gonna fuck you upside the ceiling, and that's just what you gonna do. But you ain't gonna do nothing for real. That's how we get down. Guess what? If she's 21 and you're 50. It's real easy for her to bake a alleged.
These niggas had a plan and they finally found a way to rope you into it, and you fell for that shit. You went with the plan, damn, Shan. But you know we're gonna leave that, man, because we actually got a lot more to talk about.
Yep.
I don't think the girl. I don't know. I would say even if this was a serious thing, I feel like it's a misstep to go with Tony Busby as your lawyer, knowing what happened. I feel like it is a little bit of an ambulance chase, but it's successful. It's successful. Why you gonna do that to the girl? Why would you do that?
Well, A-Trey with her mud mask. That's how I know I love the girl.
I'm not putting that in and going to embarrass my sis. She may not want that picture up there, boy.
Yeah, what? She got a million fucking pictures of fucking model. I'm the one that's got bad pics.
All right, you know we got to talk about the two things before we get out of here, y'all. Number one, we got to talk about Shedeur.
We got a couple things to talk about for sure. Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round in the draft, and I feel like nobody will want to. Y'all gonna try to say that I was saying I told you so, and I never told y'all that Shedeur Sanders was gonna fall in the draft. I said, maybe what Shedeur is doing is dangerous for him entering the league. I thought maybe he should have entered the league in more of a humble way, like Bronny, but y'all said he's not Bronny. He's supposed to be confident, and I agree. However, me saying I think he should be more humble doesn't mean he should be a piece of fucking humble pie. It was just that he needed to tone it back a little bit for the player that you are. You actually more confident than Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams last year. And we all know you're not as talented as them two. And you still a talented player.
It's crazy to tell a nigga to be less confident.
He's still a fucking great talented player. And look, it went past confident, y'all. We was trying to tell you, Terrell, and all of the Shedeur fans, hey, y'all, we get being confident, but this is coming off as arrogance. He has little stripes out there that teams are looking at funny. All I'm saying is this, y'all. We simply sent a warning up. We are Shedeur fans. But now we're being told that we was haters, we don't want to see him win, and all of this shit when we ended up being right. The nigga fell to the 5th round in the draft for one reason and one reason only, and it had nothing to do with y'all telling me you don't know what the fuck you talking about. He's a top 5 pick. Okay, he does have top 5 talent. But just like I said, NFL teams don't give a fuck about that shit if it don't align with your mindset.
Yeah, if you're going to impact the locker room, if they feel like you're not going to be a good fit in the locker room, if they feel like they're going to have to deal with the baggage of your dad, I feel like that's kind of, I'll say this what Terrance is saying. We had a conversation about Shedeur and Bronny because I was trying to let Terrance know that Bronny is a nigga that's not confident at all and niggas still hate Bronny's guts. So I was thinking if Shedeur was not as humble, I think niggas still would hate him because of the strength of he's Deion's son and he's following this Deion path. Now I will say
not
this.
The combo we had.
That was the point that I was making in that combo because of how I look at Bronny's reception, right?
I was never comparing Bronny's game.
Nigga, we wasn't comparing games.
No,
we were
but
talking
people
about
was
the fact
hitting me
that
all week saying, "Oh, you can't compare Bronny to Shedeur because Shedeur is actually good." I was never comparing Bronny's game. I was just saying Bronny being LeBron's son. Didn't say, y'all know I'm about to be like my dad, right?
No, I'm saying
it was like,
but I'm saying even Bronny not saying that, he and Shedeur, niggas hate them both.
But why do you make it seem like
Bronny a little more than Shedeur. It's niggas that say,
Who? Twitter niggas? You just watched Shedeur fall to the
no,
5th
I
round in the draft, Terrell.
No.
He got drafted lower than Bronny. That's crazy.
no, T, I think Shedeur actually has more sympathy right now from niggas. Like, I think he has more sympathy right now for what happened.
From Twitter niggas.
Terrance, we all on Twitter. I hate this fucking new thing y'all do where
No,
y'all want to invalidate
you
Twitter.
trying to say that people don't hate him. And
No,
he just
I'm
went to the
saying-
5th round in the draft. I think there's reason to believe that there's a certain message out there where teams don't like him.
Now that's what I was gonna say. Let me just get to that because I want to make this a Bronny thing. What I was gonna say is, based on the conversation we had, I did think, all right, bet maybe Terrance got a point, and Shedeur attitude and his arrogance and all of the show that has come with the Sanders family might keep him out of the eyes of certain teams. But the one thing that was always there was that he is talented.
Yep.
That this QB draft class of this year ain't the craziest.
Ain't that good.
So even though y'all don't like Shedeur, he's still a better option than most of these guys you about to take. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody, and nobody did, nobody predicted that teams would do this.
Nope.
And I think the question that we should ask, I guess because everybody's been talking about it, but what do you think is the reason? Like you said, you think the reason is that?
But I don't think that's the only reason.
Okay, so look. I give to you that he was arrogant.
Yeah.
I'll give to you that maybe he shouldn't have been so cocky like that. I feel like they went in the Giants interview and said, we know we don't want to come here, so fuck it. That's why they say he had a terrible interview, had a terrible this. I feel like they were very specific about places they really just didn't want to go. I think they did kind of carry around a bravado. And what I want to know from you, though, because I got questions to follow.
Yeah.
Of why you think he fell all the way to the 5th round. That is where it's like, oh, okay. This is like they said it's the biggest slide in NFL history.
Yeah.
In draft history. You never had a prospect you never had a nigga that people were saying was going to potentially go top 5, slide to round 5.
There's only going to be specific people that understand what I'm saying, but once we move and break past a key zone and we get out into an area of like unknown, well, once people see that trend, people start to buy into that trend. I think people saw Shedeur falling and then he just kept falling. People saw other teams staying away and they stayed away. Like, people didn't feel the, oh shit, he came up there and we got him. People were feeling like, they didn't take him? Why? You know? Well, I ain't taking him. You know? Like,
I'm not cutting y'all that much slack.
I think that is what made him fall to the 5th round, if you ask me.
If we keeping it a buck, y'all.
I don't think it was what people are saying, which is that it's like they're trying to break a black man's confidence. I don't think it was that, y'all.
I feel like, man, I'm sorry. I know a lot of it's not the same, right? I know, like, with the Mannings were way better quarterback prospects. It's just certain things that have happened where it is very clear, and maybe they don't want it to happen again, right? Maybe they learned from the Mannings and don't want it to happen again. I really think if Deion Sanders wasn't involved as he is, this would be like a Marvin Harrison Jr. type situation, just with a more cocky, confident Shedeur. I still think he would have been drafted high. I think teams are not worried about drafting, or we're not worried about drafting former players before like that, or the kids of icon former players. But Deion being Shedeur's lifetime coach and then being doing a podcast and the interviews and stuff, spook teams where you saying stuff like, if we don't want him to go places, he's not going to go, or I'll step in. That was not good. Ignoring a lot of the stuff, like people was comparing him to Baker Mayfield and some of the other people, and then people would say, well, Baker Mayfield actually threw at this event. Shedeur didn't. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of decisions y'all made to where I feel like Deion, you kind of got to look back and think like, they trying to send my boy a message, but it's really to me too.
Yeah.
Like, and you know people don't like when you don't fuck with my kid. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta take it.
You have to take response. You have to take accountability for the fact that you kind of created this situation for Shedeur. Even as if we look at it, we can say it's unfair, it's this and that. I look at what Deion did, and I think y'all did.
We was getting ready to say that about Bron. Remember we was ready to say, all right, Bron, how much hand you got in in Bronny's career. Like, yo, I know you
Niggas
want
was
to play
ready.
with him.
Mm-hmm.
But since Bronny was able to come into the league and it not go absolutely horrible.
And Terrance, you bet your bottom dollar. Then again, Bron is not Dion. Bron is the NBA.
Bron is the
If
face of
Bron
the
go up
league.
there and say, I want y'all to draft Bronny with the last pick in the draft, you gonna tell that man no? Do you know what this man has done for your
nigga? They
for
moved-
your league?
They just did that for you, LeBron.
They not
This
gonna
year
do the
they
same.
let you play with your son.
Yeah, they did. And as you can see, LeBron has LeBron does have a little bit more care for the league. He's letting Bronny have his own thing. He's not out. I mean, yeah, he pop shit at Stephen A. because you talking about me as a dad. But like, I don't care what nobody say.
Stephen A was doing some next level shit. Stephen A wasn't doing that shit. Is not doing that to Shedeur at all.
I feel like if Bronny was to go and play for another team with a different coach, I don't feel like that coach has to feel like so worried about Bron coming, like teams have to fear Dion's influence. And let me tell you this, T. This is where the shit kind of does feel fucked up for me for Shedeur. They got Shedeur pinned on the NFL IG right now. Shedeur pinned. He's the pin post. Then you got Shedeur pinned on the Browns page right now. He's their pin post. All of the people y'all took before him, they're not pinned. Shedeur is. And on the NFL shop website, the number one pre-order jersey right now, the marquee ad placement is Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? The Shedeur Browns jersey. So I feel like the NFL leans into his influence. They just didn't want him to. That to me lets me know that they know how much influence Shedeur and Dion's story has, and they just didn't want that to seem like it was going to trump the decisions they make as a league, bro. They had to protect themselves as a league, and they used and made Dion them an example.
I just feel like they didn't give a fuck about Dion and them story. Dion and them are talking about this greatness that, like, okay, bet. I understand the confidence, y'all. Y'all, and like, some people are like, Terrance, I can't believe you. You're normally the guy that's into confidence. Yo, I'm into being confident when it's time to. I'm into being confident when you're the number one pick and you on stage and they say, how does it feel to be the number one pick? I'm the shit. That's why. But you got to get picked first.
Terrance, no.
You cannot be out here. Let me tell y'all something. If you ask me, I feel like NFL teams thought that Shedeur's mindset is bigger than their team, bro. Low-key, I don't think that there is anybody on this earth, low-key, that can tell Shedeur Sanders anything other than Deion Sanders. I think he can low-key trump everything you saying with you hating and you don't believe in me, and you probably really just saying this because you don't like my dad. Because I'm going to tell y'all this. There is not a bad thing you can say about Shedeur Sanders that will not get responded with you just hating on his father or you don't know ball. You don't watch him play. Even if you watched him play, y'all are telling the people who say that they don't like his game, nah, it's not that. We all know what this is. It's a race thing. And that's why I said I don't like it, because we dealing with prime arrogance, and people who don't like it, we're now being told they're racist or they don't want to see a black kid win. Like, yo, you got people using Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel and saying, oh, nobody's sitting up into them. Are you kidding me?
True.
Terrell,
Are you going to
kidding
deny
me?
that those? Are you going to deny the differences in how those kids' confidence?
Terrell, those kids were hated, and they built, and they had self-built. They had self-made fucking hate trains they built for themselves, self-made reputations. They didn't have daddies,
and they were still drafted according to their talent in the pool of players that they went into the draft with.
But they were also
weren't punished for
they also had more accolades than him.
It don't matter,
Those two.
Terrance. It don't matter, because
So all I'm saying
in this
is
QB class, Shedeur was better
Terrell, we're
than
not
a lot
talking
of those
about
QBs.
skill though. Like I said, we
I don't
talking
like
about the arrogance. You see how you going back
Nah,
to
T,
skill?
but you just went to say they had better accolades.
Terrell, because you brought up skill. I'm saying they were arrogant as fuck, and people talk trash about them.
It didn't affect their placement, though, in the draft, Terrance.
Terrell,
they didn't
yes.
get booted to the 5th round.
Terrell, but
To
this
a
my
second
thing.
round.
They were not Shedeur Sanders with it either. They didn't have bust
All right,
down
bro.
rollies. They didn't play for Colorado and win
Johnny
no bowl
Manziel
games.
was on coke. He was a cokehead, and they knew he was on coke.
Terrell, but they were not arrogantly
as mediocre as Shedeur Sanders.
So that's
I'm sorry
wor-
to say
so
it,
that's
Terrell.
worse
than being on. It's worse for you to be arrogant than to be a fucking cokehead and still get. We talking about just getting drafted.
you
Terrell.
throwing out rumors.
Let's talk
You
about
throwing out rumors.
Did you watch the Johnny Manziel doc? He admitted it. He talked about all of the fucked up shit that happened.
Terrell, fuck all of the bullshit. You don't want to talk about Shedeur's shit. We're
Terrance,
just
what I'm
talking
saying
about
is-
the fact that both of them were hated. We're not about to act like
But
Johnny
see, they had differences in
Manziel
their draft.
and Baker Mayfield were not hated for their arrogance.
Okay, so what's the difference between them?
What do you mean? What's the difference between
What's the
them?
difference between how they were handled with their arrogance? What is the difference? Because people
Johnny
aren't just
Manz-
comparing them as people. People talking about the fact that they were allowed
No,
to be
Terrell.
arrogant and still it didn't affect draft placement because the draft is supposed to be true to talent and of course like what you're gonna bring to the team
Okay, bet.
in the talent pool.
So this is where I don't get the Shedeur Sanders fans. Y'all will bring up, oh, maybe teams were intimidated by Deion. Okay, so Terrell, why do we act like that's a small thing? You want to bring up Johnny Manziel?
no.
Listen, don't talk. You want to bring up Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield's
I'm gonna
arrogance.
respond to you.
Okay. But then you want to act like that's the same as this kid whose father is just as arrogant, whose father gonna come in and say stuff, whose father has the ability to influence the entire
we get
fan
that.
base
We get
around
that.
his son. So
get
you
that.
don't understand how teams
I
would
do
be
get it.
intimidated by that whole thing outside of just Shedeur's arrogance. It's not about, like, Johnny Manziel didn't come with that, but he was arrogant and he was hated.
Manziel came with a lot more that a team should be worried about, but they...
More than a father who can
Terrance,
fucking...
yes, the nigga was on coke. I'm sorry. Like,
They didn't know he was on coke, Terrell?
Terrance, but okay, Terrance, these teams...
Deion Sanders is right there.
Terrance, all right, but it's like you're equating like
No,
the
all I'm
NFL
saying
draft
is
is
you
all
tried to
types
say
of
that
crash outs and this person, that person, and people that are arrogant and people that have that. Because Shedeur, people act like Shedeur is a locker room problem. He's not. People
How do
act
you
like
know?
he's not. Terrance, because
He literally told the whole... What's the name that? It was his O-line last year. That was a locker room issue.
All right, bet. So
We watched him tell them when they lost how many times so-and-so get touched. That
But, okay,
wasn't cool,
so
Terrell.
now- okay, bet.
Y'all keep acting like shit like
Terrance,
that
all
didn't
right,
happen.
bet. But y'all like to take one. All right, bet, T, because how would you feel if somebody said that an NBA
They
player
said
that you
Caleb
follow
Williams would be a
or
locker
nigga
room problem last year. Okay, why are we acting like Shedeur can't?
Terrance,
He
what I'm
can.
saying is people acting like Shedeur was a problem in his locker room was a problem or he's an issue in the locker room or he comes from or has a trouble. He doesn't. Y'all put a lot of shit on Shedeur that don't even really be true. Y'all just don't like that he's confident.
It's
and this
not
my thing.
Confidence people don't like. It's arrogance.
Terrance,
Y'all gotta learn
You're
the
right.
difference.
You're right. Okay, you're right. Y'all don't like that he's arrogant. But I feel
And you
like
haven't proven
the
to
issue-
be as good as your arrogance.
Terrance,
You're
it don't-
good, but come on.
I feel
We've
like-
seen plenty good quarterbacks come to the league.
Terrance, but what people are saying, and we talking about the draft process. People be saying, oh, why y'all compare him to Eli Manning? He's a Super Bowl quarterback. Nigga, Eli wasn't a Super Bowl quarterback when he was getting drafted. He was the son of a Manning when he was getting drafted. He was good. He was a great prospect. But, like,
How did he handle the pre-draft process? Did
Terrance,
he tell
I get
everybody
it.
he was going to be like
I'm
his
not-
father?
Terrance, I'm
did
not
he tell
saying- I'm
everybody,
not-
I'm not going to throw on pro, I'm going to throw at my people, I'm going to
not
throw
saying
a
it's the same
combine?
at all. I'm not saying it's the same at all. I'm just saying, with those inconsistencies, it makes the draft look very bad and very personal. Because when you allow certain shit and then everybody now comes together on this, it is sending a clear message, bro. They're sending bruh and his dad, and I said this. I'm not making this an excuse for Shedeur.
I don't think this had
I think they're sending him up. I think they sent him a clear message, and I think their influence, because now y'all got them all over the front page of the NFL stuff. Like, y'all know how influential they are, and you didn't want that to seem like it was making a decision that normally the league would make. Now, I will also say this, T. There were a lot of people that said that maybe the fact that when teams go to ask about Shedeur and how he is, the only feedback they get is from his dad. So when we say, how's Shedeur in the locker room? How's Shedeur in the field? How's is this? How's is that? You expect to get the feedback from the coach on the player. And even though the coach might be a big, advocate for the player and want to see his player get drafted, there's not that family.
I don't see how y'all don't see how
There's
that would
not
have
that
such
family-
a huge effect on him getting drafted. I don't get
I
it.
do, but when you look at Terrance, some of the other quarterbacks that people picked, it's like, I get that you feel like this might be an opportunity to have Deion a little bit more involved, right? But y'all can shut that nigga up.
No, they cannot.
He's not a part of the team.
How?
He can get on his own, but Deion don't make no decisions for no team.
It don't matter. He has influence, and that's scary.
It is scary because he can sway the abuse of fans. So I will say that.
Did you see
Shedeur
Shedeur Sanders' jersey, his football jersey? His brand new jersey, he's selling his own jersey on his own website, Shedeur Sanders. He's selling his own jersey on his own website. It's selling more than the NFL website jersey, his jersey on there. People are gravitating to Shedeur Sanders' website. And I said, oh, wow, that's dope. But also, that's exactly why motherfuckers stayed away from him.
That is the problem
because y'all are you're too about yourself. And it just looked like we about to bring this motherfucker who's all about himself and his dad. Oh, I need to be for my son. My son's got to do everything. I see through the shit. I don't look at it as just wanting to.
Low key.
It's not
hater shit, low key.
How is it hater shit?
Because
it's arrogance that people just don't like. We want to see you play good.
But you love the arrogance. You love arrogance from other players that play good. But you see, T,
you gotta get there and play good. Did I love John Morant before he was a Grizzly? Before he was a Memphis Grizzly?
Shedeur plays good, but you minimize his play.
You're in fucking college.
You minimize his
play.
You're
in fucking college.
It don't matter that
you haven't got to the league yet.
Terrance, the most drafted receivers this year came from Colorado. Shedeur throwing them the ball. If he was any other QB, they would say, we gotta get this motherfucker. And he's and this is the thing. When we have the talent, y'all can't have
QBs get that, but they also get the fact that you had a lot of good receivers. That you'll get that too.
I just feel like this is the only y'all only do this for Shedeur.
No,
if another quarterback, Terrance, Joe Burrow.
There is literally only one Shedeur Sanders with Deion Sanders as his father.
Joe Burrow had Jettas and Jamar Chase,
but he didn't have Deion Sanders as his father.
Okay. Stay on one thing. We talking about the talent.
Can't just talk about talent.
No,
they obviously don't give a fuck.
I get it, but we started talking about talent, and you said he was in college and wasn't good because you be shitting on his...
No, I did not say that.
You shit on his account.
No, I did not say that. I didn't say that.
I talked about how you like players that are arrogant, but you only like them when they're good. But I said
when they're good
I said Shedeur played very well in college. He's a top prospect, but you minimize his play.
Terrell, Dwayne Haskins threw 50 touchdowns at Ohio State. He was arrogant as fuck coming to our team.
You loved it.
I know, and then look what happened.
It don't matter. You loved it.
You loved it. I loved it until we saw that he was trash.
Okay,
you cannot be good.
Shedeur has to pay for what you went through with Dwayne Haskins.
Look at Caleb Williams last year. We have learned you need to be humble coming into this league because this league will humble you. You cannot be too arrogant because you put too much pressure on yourself. And Shedeur, if you ask me, bruh, I think you put so much pressure on yourself that NFL franchises felt like you was putting pressure on them. They didn't even want to
but we're not even talking about that. We talking about like the talent.
He agree.
I agree with that part. But when we bring up Shedeur's arrogance,
we're not talking about talent.
The arrogance, Terrance, what I'm talking about is you like when players are cocky and pop their shit when they're good, right?
At their level. You don't see how Shedeur's not in the league yet?
Is popping
He's not in the league popping it.
Shedeur is popping his shit the same way Dwayne Haskins popped his shit when he didn't go to the Giants and said, fuck them, I'm about to go over here and get a double Washington.
Dwayne Haskins did not pop shit like Shedeur, Terrell, come on.
He didn't, but he was confident and he spoke to greatness and bringing greatness to y'all.
50 touchdowns at Ohio State.
Sure, and Shedeur just went out there and him and his father turned around a Jackson State program. You don't give him credit for it. You give all of that to Deion. You give all of that to Deion.
You didn't just say him and his father talking about Dwayne Haskins, Terrell.
But look, him and his father went out there, and he has to play quarterback. Like, the most important player on the team was him, and he turned around 2 schools.
And guess what?
And he can't be confident. But Ja get to be confident. Ja haven't won shit. They haven't won shit.
In the MV fucking A, Terrell. I didn't start being a John Morant fan until he was good in the league.
You moved the goalposts on who can be arrogant and who can't.
All right, let me say this the last thing, and then we'll move it. You don't see the difference between me not liking a pre-drafted, college-played only Shedeur versus a John Morant who has shown and blocked Kyrie's shot at the end of the game that time and showed that he could play with greats already.
I could name you a great.
I
can show you a highlight of Shedeur throwing an amazing
before
pass.
I agree with him that he's gonna change a franchise.
So you can only be confident when you get to that level.
Terrell, confident.
Anthony Edwards was confident. in
Jaden
college.
Daniels and Caleb Williams were both confident last year. Neither of them had their father saying that you was gonna be great like me, and neither of them were saying that they were gonna change a franchise. If you draft me, look what I did.
If Jaden Daniels said he was gonna change our franchise, if Jaden Daniels said he was gonna change our franchise,
career, you had a good college career, bro.
Terrance, if Jaden Daniels,
good one.
If Jaden Daniels,
but he did not have the college career that he talked like he had, and that's I think what intimidated people. That's not hating on bro. He's good.
If Jaden
you are
Daniels,
a great ass quarterback, but hey, just tone it down a little bit, bro.
If Jaden Daniels came out and said, "I'm about to change this franchise,"
he wouldn't have done that.
You would have fucking loved it if he would
have done that. Because why
and that's one of those
put the pressure on
hypotheticals
yourself
that I'll
to
never
do
be
that?
able to prove.
Terrell, you can't
but I've
prove
known
that
you, and I
would
feel
never,
like you would have loved if he would.
I would have told you the same. And you see what's fucked up, y'all? You're seeing a real reaction from me. I'm an actual Shedeur Sanders fan that didn't like the shit he did. You don't like what Shannon Sharpe did, and you speaking to it. Because I'm speaking my real thoughts. I don't like the pressure you put on yourself when you say, I'm a change the franchise. Hold up, bro. We just need you to be good. That's why Jaden didn't say that shit. Instead of you believing and wanting to admit that he shouldn't have said that, you rather believe, oh, I would have liked it from somebody else. That's bullshit.
My
That's
question is,
bullshit from Terrell.
no, why can't he be that confident?
Terrell,
why
because
can't he be that confident to say he will change the franchise?
on your face, you gonna look stupid, bro. We've seen it happen before.
So let him do it. Why can't he be that confident? So now he can't be confident because he might fall on his face. What if he prove you niggas wrong?
So who really care about the nigga? People who think he should just take the game by stride, or the people that want him to be confident so they can, get a second coming of his daddy.
Y'all get vibes like y'all want him to be.
You might not be your dad in this league, bro. This league different from when your dad played.
So I should still come into the league like, fuck you, nigga. I will be better than my dad. That should be how confident I should be. The boy that went to the Dallas Cowboys, everybody loved how confident he was talking about stealing the fucking love of football out of niggas' eyes. It was like, damn, this motherfucker loved the game. I loved it. But I just feel like we pick and choose when we love shit.
Terrell, confidence and arrogance are two different things.
Y'all don't like Shedeur because Shedeur comes from money.
What bruh said about the game leaving somebody's eyes, that's not arrogance.
Terrance, I'll tell you what that...
Shedeur Sanders comes off as arrogant, y'all. Google the definitions of the two words, and you'll see, oh, okay, I guess I get it. Like...
Terrance, I'll say this. Y'all don't like the fact... Not y'all. Not you. I feel like people are used to these players getting drafted and their lives changing. People are used to and love to see that the NFL is about to change your life, right?
Right.
Shedeur is already a millionaire. He's already got a bust-down rollie. He already got Lamborghini. He's already got the money. He's already got influence. He's got more influence low-key than the Browns.
So I wouldn't want him on my Browns. So, if I was the Browns owner, I wouldn't want him if he has more influence than my team. As soon as this motherfucker start doing bad, he gonna throw it on our team. He gonna be up out of here, and then our team is starting from ground zero again.
And you got to deal with Dion getting on a radio show saying, I don't know what the fuck they doing.
Yeah,
they put my son in the game.
Put my son out of there.
And look, you don't know
I'm not
if
dealing with
Dion, and then look, you know what people are saying? Dion not gonna do that. And look,
yes, the hell
if I'm
he
a
is.
team,
The first time his son out of coaching.
If I'm a team, I don't know if he's gonna do that or not. So you're right, I can't chance it. So we'll leave it at that. I just feel like a lot of y'all be wanting, y'all don't like how confident Shedeur is, and y'all want him to be more like Cam Ward, which is y'all want him to be a good old boy, and like Terrance said, shoot the ball and just run back down the court.
I want you to imagine,
Terrell, man.
Terrell, what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody said that Shedeur Sanders can't hold the bust down rollie up at the game. That's not the same as John Morant running down the court. We saying in your...
Y'all said he was good in the West, and you was like,
Terrell,
yeah,
he
said
that to Taylor Rooks when I'm a fucking starter in the league, not at my draft party.
I just turned around
Terrell,
two universities.
I swear
I should have a level of confidence myself.
It should click for you
Josh
niggas.
said that shit, and it didn't win shit.
The fact that
and he can still pop shit in you like
Terrell, Josh said...
Should Ja stop being confident
Ja
now?
did not talk like that at all before he got drafted.
Terrance, you don't know that nigga. He was popping shit. He always popped. Trae Young popped shit and you like it. He haven't won shit.
Terrell, we watched their whole draft process. None of them were Shedeur Sanders, and that's what y'all hate. It's not about me. It's not about me or anybody not liking Shedeur. We trying to help the nigga. Y'all trying to make it seem like his confidence. Oh, don't worry, Shedeur. It's not your confidence and your arrogance. It's because they don't like your daddy. Y'all gonna keep bailing him out until his talent ain't there, and then what?
What happened when he ball out? Bitch ass niggas like you better get on here and eat crow.
But guess
How about
what?
that?
You
and
can
don't try to
always
act like you a fan
expect that.
and I wanted
You could
that.
always
Nah.
expect
Y'all
that.
act like he's
But
trash.
but guess what? You could always expect me to be there for these brothers when they actually do make do. But guess what? We're not counting them out because we're fearful of their start. You want to sit here and big the nigga up and walk him into some shit? Guess what? When the shit don't work
I'm
out,
watching these
it'll
white
be
boys
you
that
niggas.
can't
Hold on, wait,
even better
Terrell.
than him get a shot.
When the shit don't work out, like you just said, what if his talent don't work out? Then y'all just gonna say fuck him and move on to the next.
Cool.
Who's always rooting for the underdog, Terrell?
Because that's what the
Kyle
league is,
Kuzma, everybody, Jordan Poole.
When they play for your team, sure.
Terrell, but this my thing. I've proven to be a fan of the underdog, so don't try to make it seem like I don't like Shedeur for some whack-ass reason. I'm trying to help the nigga. And obviously, we was right. The nigga fell to the 5th round, and everybody felt bad
And
for him. But
Terrance-
how you think we felt trying to tell y'all motherfuckers that he
Terrance,
could've-
don't try to pull that bullshit like y'all
see?
felt worse, like y'all give a fuck.
People
Niggas
like me were warning you.
Was having their I told you so
Yeah,
moment.
we tried to tell you niggas
Y'all
like
was
hell,
happy.
and look at you.
Y'all was
You
low-key
still
happy
doing
the
this
nigga
shit.
fell in the draft.
Terrell.
Until he fell out of the 2nd round, and then y'all started feeling bad. When he
Terrell,
fell out
no,
of the 1st
I
round,
felt
this
bad.
nigga Terrence was
I felt-
all, see, I told you. He ain't started feeling bad until everybody started feeling bad when he fell out in the 2nd round.
Me telling you niggas that I told you he would fall in the draft. What the fuck was I supposed to do?
Put y'all thoughts in the comments. That was not supposed to go that long. All right, bet y'all. Something else we can argue about. 100 men versus 1 gorilla. It is hilarious how certain things take over the TL the way they do. But this is just the latest to come. Y'all know Terrance has been talking about his ability to fight a bear and beat up a bear and, you know, for a long time on this podcast. So naturally, it immediately went to the docket because I already know or have an idea what Terrance probably going to say. So, Terrance, do you think 100 men have a shot to beat a gorilla, a silverback?
People's answer to this question really showed me how much they believe in themselves. Y'all know how I feel. Like, some of y'all really think very low of yourself. I watched this white man who was like, when you walk up to the gorilla, you see that dude? The skin, impenetrable skin. What the fuck are you talking about, impenetrable skin? Since when the fuck does a gorilla have impenetrable skin? I have seen people talk about gorillas like they are absolute superhumans now. Or absolute
They are
super.
They are 100% superhuman.
Okay, bet. Superheroes. Fucking indestructible animal. That's bullshit. Let me tell you something. 100 men versus 1 gorilla? We dogging his motherfucking ass. Are you kidding me? We gonna have some guys left over to celebrate. Are you kidding me? Do y'all know where we come from? A monkey? This is easy
This is
work.
not a monkey, Terrance. This is the apex of a monkey.
Terrell, we used to
worst.
take
If they
down...
tell you gotta fight a monkey, this the worst thing you want to see come behind the gate.
We used to take down mammoths with 4 of us. 4.
A mammoth is not a gorilla.
Right. It's much bigger and more powerful than a gorilla.
Terrance, but they are much slower. They're a lot less agile. You can corner a mammoth. They can't even turn fast. You can get under it.
Why, when we have this argument, we always act like it's just going to be 100 men that are literally just a bunch of randomly picked men in a room with, locked in a room with a gorilla, and this gorilla is the most top tier silverback gorilla of all time. You ever been to the Baltimore Zoo? Go look at them silverback gorillas in there. I can beat that motherfucker myself. That weak motherfucker.
Hold on, wait. No.
You see?
We gonna go get you one of them Jane.
We gonna get one of the biggest.
Yeah.
But
the
look,
healthy joint. Don't talk about the malnourished DC Zoo
You
gorilla.
see? But when we talk about the men that we about to have, for some reason you see people be like, oh, he's gonna wipe out 10 men like nothing. What make you think
Terrance,
our
he
first
will.
10 men gonna be so easy peasy?
Okay, all right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about it seriously.
Let's talk about it seriously.
This is what I think could happen. We need whoever we have that's heavier, bigger, 250 plus 300 pounders. We need y'all to jump on the gorilla back.
Do you see how he talking about this like we got a mixed bag of motherfuckers randomly picked?
Terrance, we will.
We don't. Then why don't they get the
Terrance,
Baltimore
because-
Zoo silverback?
All right, bet. Give them that one. Either
So
way,
we get our 100 then.
yes, but either way,
Bet.
we need that
We
motherfucker
win.
to jump on the back of.
Terrell, we win.
We need somebody to jump on the gorilla back, and then the only way we can win y'all is if somebody can gouge both eyes out.
Do y'all want
And we take out his ability to see, we might survive. But Terrance, when I tell you he's going to clobber niggas,
He gonna
and
bu-
some
he gonna
niggas
hit
are
some
going
niggas.
to see people die, and then say, just like Red's father, no, and go the other way.
Y'all think that we gonna have some people see a person get killed and say, oh no, I don't want that to happen to me, so I'm not even gonna fight. Nah, fuck that. We are having 100, 200, are we gonna do it like that? 100 men, all weigh 200 pounds. All fighters. We get 100 fighting.
Terrance, you're changing what it was.
But you
It's
get
just
to
we
pick
gonna
the
randomly
Jane
select.
Goodall gorilla.
All right, bet. Terrance, we pick a random gorilla and 100
So,
random
okay,
men.
bet. So, all right, then I win easily because the gorilla at the Baltimore
Terrance,
Zoo.
no, you cannot beat that gorilla. You can't beat him.
Terrell, 100
Y'all 100 motherfuckers cannot beat the gorilla from the Baltimore Zoo.
Terrell, yes, they can. Let me get in my bag about why. Cause I wrote some shit down.
I knew this was going to be this type way. I knew this was going to happen.
Oh, I wrote it in my notes. Okay, so I'm gonna say this: if it's 100 men, right, and one gorilla, how much does the gorilla weigh, Terrell?
I would guess that a gorilla weighs easily over 300 pounds.
Gorilla weighs around 400, 450,
Okay, yeah.
500 pounds, right?
Uh-huh. You're not fucking with that. Do you know how fast they move?
Okay, we keep talking about how
At
fast they are.
That's 500
It's
moving at you.
100 of us. There is 100, 200-pound men versus one 400-pound animal. I want you to think about this. 100, 200-pound men is 20,000 pounds.
Terrance, what are you talking about? Oh, 100, 200-pound niggas.
100, 200-pound niggas.
It don't matter if y'all weigh 200.
Is 20,000 pounds versus 400 pounds in that little ass motherfucker. Because look, 400 pounds. Terrell, let me tell you something.
You're going to be at the back of the crowd and start seeing niggas fly as
You
he gets
know the
closer
fuck
to
you will not because
Yes,
we're
you
stronger.
will.
So let me tell you, 25,000 pounds is stronger than 400 pounds. So guess what? This is the thing that kills
Terrance,
me
what
about you
about
niggas.
what about his
This
blunt
what killed
force?
me about. This what
He
killed me about
weighs
you niggas.
400, but his
okay,
force,
bet, he weighs
his
400.
His bite force stronger than ours.
Yeah.
His punch, his strength of punch is better, is stronger than ours.
Think about
that
it.
motherfucker foot.
Do
kick
you think 100 men could beat a lion? Do you think 100 men could beat a bear? Do you think 100 men could beat? Bro, yes.
No,
Your
no,
answer
no,
is
no,
the answers
no,
are yes,
no,
yes,
no,
yes, yes.
no,
'cause
no. Lion, yes.
100 hunt ready to kill minded humans.
He's changing it. Terrance, they didn't say.
They did too.
But
We get
100
100 men, Terrell. Why you can't act? Are you acting like we gotta have fucking teachers and janitors and we're gonna have the janitors just get wiped out completely, and then we'll finally have 4 strong men that can. Fuck that. We get 100 strong motherfuckers, right?
I still don't think y'all can beat the gorilla.
Okay,
I'm
well
sorry.
then here's my point number 2.
Y'all can't even beat a chimp.
Terrell,
A grown, y'all not gonna beat an orangutan.
who?
And orangutans aren't even like that.
Who?
Terrance.
I swear to God, I need to see this. Y'all look at the story of the orangutan that went nutty on the
You know what?
lady.
Having your confidence
Y'all,
is
I want to see
an
a
admirable
story.
thing.
I want to see a story of an orangutan that went nutty and killed 5 straight men.
Hold on, wait. This bitch ass nigga can be confident and think he can kill a gorilla, but Shedeur can't be confident in college. I'm sick of this. This nigga can be confident as he want and arrogant to think he can beat a fucking gorilla.
Oh my God,
but
am I
Shedeur,
being hired by somebody?
God forbid Shedeur help his father as the quarterback.
Black people are
Change.
insufferable.
But this nigga can beat a gorilla. What if we said we don't like you and dropped your black ass to the 5th round pick?
Terrell, I'm not, me saying this is not hurting my chances at any job I'm getting.
You're being ridiculous and you acting like you don't know about gorillas.
I mean, if a gorilla was after me, wanting to sack me, I'd probably evade him. I mean, have y'all seen what I did? I mean, come on, a gorilla, nobody can sack me.
All I'm going to say is this.
No, let's stay on the gorilla. Could you try and bite off my point? Terrell, listen. a gorilla, right? It's one gorilla versus 100 men. The gorilla has to get 100 kills, Terrell. We only need to conquer one. One. That gorilla has a goal of 100. We have a goal of 1. This is where I'm going to ask all of y'all. This is where it cooks all of you. You niggas are idiots. Do y'all know we can have 50 men just sitting on the sidelines chilling? Wow. And let's say we fighting strategically. Every man prepared to die. That's how we used to go to war, Terrell. Every man prepared to die. All 50 of them men going to go to war with that gorilla? I do think. And when the next 50 come in, why do people act like the gorilla gonna have an unlimited stamina? That motherfucker gonna be tired after the first couple swings, and guess what? We're gonna bust his ass. Arguably, we already beat a big-ass gorilla with 100 men in King Kong, and that motherfucker was skyscraper size, and they had 100 men bring that motherfucker down without a gun. What are you talking about? Them bullets was look, tell that
They had chlorophyll. Y'all not gonna be able to knock out the fucking gorilla.
Terrell, we talking about a skyscraper size gorilla that you talking about what they did.
Terrance, you're also talking about a fucking movie. It's not real.
But
do you think a skyscraper size King Kong wouldn't have wiped all them motherfuckers off the island? We gotta tell a film story. It's a film. Fuck is he talking about? You can't do that in real life, and that's what some of you niggas think you can.
Harambe had a 6-year-old boy fall down there and his ass was shook. He ain't know what the fuck to do. Was walking around with that motherfucker like, oh shit, I need to tell somebody about this for this motherfucker ante up. I think 100 motherfuckers in the face of a monkey, he gonna be scared of as fuck.
Terrance,
I don't want no smoke with y'all.
I feel like the best course of action, though.
I seen Mighty Joe Young. I seen
Terrance,
Mighty Joe Young.
You have to stop naming movies.
They wouldn't be able to make a movie about us like that, monkey. The gorillas can't make a movie about us somewhere. Don't say Tarzan, because we end up running shit when we came in there. The big motherfucker started hating. He raised us.
Terrance, that motherfucker, y'all, you're. Oh, sure. If we have 100 able-bodied, war-ready
you know
niggas,
what's fucked up?
I do think they can stop. And hold on, wait. Course of action that I feel like they should take. If everybody, and we can have like 6 people on each limb. You hold this motherfucker arm back, and then we grab the other arm, and there's more people holding him back, and then somebody can...
We're going to need more than 6 people, because they say a gorilla can easily pick up 6 people by himself. You're going to need 20 on one arm, 20 on the next, 20
Never mind, we're cooked.
No, it can happen. This is the last point I'm going to make. Has anybody seen Invincible? Omni-Man is stronger than everybody, but do you remember when they would catch him, and he just getting hit by too much? Bro, I don't think a gorilla can withstand 200 men
100.
100 men, 200 fists, 200 feet. That's too much shit coming out of 20,000 pounds of man. Why the fuck you think we do this? And look, all I gotta say is we get one simple choice of how to make a weapon, we win. Imagine they say all we gotta do is take our shirts off, right? And we all get to put rocks that we find in our shirts, and we got these. He's dead.
Oh, y'all gonna be banging the fuck out of each other, though.
He go, ooh. Fuck out of here. He gonna be going back to his childhood. Ooh, ooh. He gonna remember when he was a kid, monkey.
Y'all, I can't wait for this to actually happen, because it will never happen. And the fact that it will never happen is the reason why motherfuckers get to say stuff like this.
I do think
they'll never have to live up that
the
reality.
monkey can just boom, boom, boom. We be airborne.
Y'all act like Donkey, yeah. You know how Donkey Kong do this thing where he claps? All of you niggas are getting destroyed.
Terrell, do you know how tall a monkey is? When he stand up, you know how tall he is? He's about like 6'8", 6'6".
Yes.
He ain't that
I want
big.
you to imagine LeBron with 30,000 times the strength.
Terrell, do you think I can't get that motherfucker on his back? As soon as we get him on his back, a monkey, his arms are going down to his knees. I don't know if
That motherfucker's gonna kick you and flip, boy.
Terrell,
Terrance, this pod is
I feel
over.
like the way them motherfuckers are built, I feel like, don't monkeys have short legs, but long these?
Terrance, yeah, they legs are a
So
little
once
shorter.
we get your base,
But Terrance,
you're done. Once we get your base, them legs.
you're forgetting that a monkey, you can punch him and he's gonna be like, ooh, damn, you got me. One punch from him is dislocating shit on y'all.
Y'all said a monkey can easily rip your arm off like this.
Yes, they're that strong. And with anger,
I'm not saying we not gonna take mass casualty, y'all. But we ain't losing that battle. Y'all got us fucked up. And I wish Gorillas would start that conversation up. I wish y'all would start that conversation up. Hey, they ain't got no zoos in where y'all at. We ain't in no cage nowhere. But we got a couple of y'all scattered across this motherfucking map. Don't ever get that food chain twisted.
Y'all.
They don't got a planet of the humans that y'all directing.
I hope y'all, fuck with Terrance. And if
y'all gonna look back and say the nigga,
I don't have the energy to continue to have this combo, y'all. But I will say this. Want to give a big shout out to everybody that's subscribed to the Patreon. We got MalloryBros Originals coming back, y'all, within the next couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Time to shake some shit up, man. It's very quiet. It's very quiet. Just music. We haven't talked about it. Music is very, it's very quiet out, I'll say. Very different pace from last year. You know what I'm saying? And last year, we was really just kind of riding on a beef right now. You know what I'm saying? And so,
yeah.
But we got stuff coming out, y'all. I also want to give a big shout out to everybody that's been listening to us for 250 weeks, man. 250 episodes that you can go back and listen to. God forbid something to happen to me and Terrance. I'm grateful that we got these 250 conversations on wax, bro. That people can go back to. That shit, God forbid something happened to you, I will be playing these back from number one just to relive.
Yeah, bro.
All of the convos. But we got 250 in the books and expect change to come from the MalloryBros, y'all. We are ever evolving. T, I'm gonna load up the outro. You can take us out.
Well, he basically said most of it. Big change coming, so be prepared for that. But most of all, I feel like we've been saying that for a minute. Y'all might be a little tired of that. But I think y'all will be happy to know that we do got some MalloryBros originals coming back, and we do got some a new swing that we getting ready to have come back to. So
yes, sir. Hey, the weather broke. I always say stay safe, take your vitamin C. You already know what it is, man. Until next time. Finna get off this bitch, watch Monday Night Raw. Next time.
Raw barbecue tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama. Don't it, Willie?